cool.
Where's Maggie?
Where is Maggie?
Well, she's not here today. So far.
Also haven't seen Gary the last couple of meetings. Is he already headed back to Canada?
He's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went back to Canada.
He promised them and they
He's
didn't
probably
know.
there already.
His cats are missing him too.
It was
I
like,
bet.
it was like,
We
when-
leave some here.
That's the only way I
it
can
was
take
like
it.
when Bush gave us the money back.
Can you imagine? I just
And
can't
that's
imagine.
what
they're
this
straight.
was. The
Oh, they are.
They're straight.
I was gonna say, yeah, he has claimed them for his own while he's here, but they run free in the.
And he makes sure they get fed when he's
There's
gone.
one
You
in,
know that Mexico
in Loma Del Mar
City
too.
News, Daily
They,
News.
Yes,
it's
they left
such a
food for her,
yellow
but
press paper. But
I
anyways,
tried to introduce
well,
my,
it is.
my
But
dog
it's
Leon
something. And
to
they
her.
said-
Her name is
I think it was
Leon.
Matamoros.
And I
It
thought,
was one
oh
of the
gosh,
Texas
that would be
ports of entry.
perfect. You know, if she
the
would.
truck line was over
New.
15,000
Both of them like
trucks trying to get into the U.S.
Yeah.
She's not here today. So far.
Because
Also haven't seen Gary the last.
they
Well,
reassigned so many agents.
On the
it's
road.
sort of working.
They
Mine
only
was
had
old
one or
age.
two.
That's good enough.
things
So
open.
that's your
Well,
own
my
now.
friend
Yeah,
worked
we're
for
on.
Sunday.
Yeah.
She had to go.
We're on,
to
Richard. I'm
Dallas.
not
They had
using
the
this,
truck-
so you might as well hang on to that.
I had like 7 people.
Sure,
on it.
sure. Thank you, Richard.
She left Sunday morning, Josie, and they had the Mariposa closed and you had to go through Nogales.
I had, let's see,
Wait, why did they have it closed?
I
yeah.
don't know, she said she got up
They
there.
reassigned the agents. A lot. Well, they have.
7 people left Loma Del Mar and they all got through within
Last week-
between 18 and 45 minutes.
Well, last week when I went up, I got through in 10 minutes.
Easter
But
Sunday.
I'd been 20 minutes in between the trucks down at the custom, the Mexican customs. You know, where you have to go through the.
I was
Well, when
thinking
you
I'm
went
gonna
up
go
through
up
here,
and
it
get
was
off
loaded
on
with
that
trucks,
to
and we got all
downtown
in
and then
between
cut
the
across
trucks
to
until we could get
Mariposa.
them
Yeah.
open.
That's the old truck
Yeah.
route.
And then the police.
And that's the one you recommend?
I have it written down that it's Colosio is the road. Okay, so I get off here and it
And then once I
goes
got to the US border,
onto
I
Colosio.
was 10 minutes.
So there was a double turn.
There was
at the
only
light.
four, there were
Uh-huh.
4 lanes
Put you on the
open.
old road.
Anyway,
But is that the
We're
first
at
line or the
13 or
second
14
line?
Oh, it's
here,
about
and
the
the
third
four
Third
Four
line,
lanes.
okay.
They have
Because I've only
recently,
been that way.
Double turn.
reassigned a lot of the
Double left
agents
turn.
to guard
I go on
the
down about a
existing
mile
wall.
further.
So they
Basically
say,
what it is.
so they say.
And I just turned
But
left
anyway,
on
Josie
that
said she
lane.
left at 6 o'clock.
And it takes you up
Sunday.
top.
She got up there and they had you
Then a
detour
block
off and you had to go through downtown Dallas.
Yeah.
They must have had Mariposa closed.
You don't have a sentry pass.
I don't know, she has friends go up on Sunday who had no problems.
Did they go on Mariposa or did they go to?
Did they go Mariposa?
Yes, they all went Mariposa.
Okay, well, they had it, she said they had it closed when she got up there.
Everybody I know left
And they
between
detoured.
6 and 8.
She left at 6 o'clock. I got her email. She said the Mariposa was closed and they detoured them off to Nogales.
Rebecca went through
Wow.
at, let's see, 11, a quarter to 11.
That means
18
that
minutes.
that her friend's lying because it should have worked.
No, it means that she must have been behind Rebecca.
She probably was, but she said they had to go to downtown. But they had Mariposa closed.
They did that to me last year
I
too.
don't know.
And I pull into
I
the
know
border
only one
checkpoint
place
and I
to
said,
get
"What?
out.
Why is Mariposa closed?" And they go,
I'm
Well,
not
it only
gonna
took
take
me
any
10 minutes
chances.
to go through the border last week. That's before that's after I got caught
Yeah,
between the trucks, but.
Last time I went up was about 2 months ago, and it was over 2
I just follow
And
everybody.
I, please God, give me the gas.
Oh, the gas?
You know,
Yeah, I want the
truck
bathroom.
situation
Yeah.
is
Hey,
rude.
are you guys ready to start talking tech? Should we get started? I'm looking at my image, realizing I didn't put my hat on this morning. That's where all this shine is coming on the camera. That's right. That's right. Actually, some days I get home and I've got a line right here.
I told him you're a great Susie roller, but look at this.
You've got more hair
But-
than some of them.
Attention, attention, attention. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. We've got 3 more meetings after this. And the meetings keep getting smaller because we're all going to be leaving this heat at some point. I will, of course. I'll be gone. The 14th will be our last meeting with me.
No, now doing it with the Greek, see? Did you do that?
It's sushi.
Sushi. Well,
Sushi Tech.
all right.
High tech.
Turn it off and pay attention.
Well, actually, I am hoping you guys have brought some of your own topics and questions because I've come a little weak. I did want to mention there's some interesting speculation going on right now after the Notre Dame Cathedral fire. Something you folks are probably not aware of that I'm very aware of is that there is a game that's fairly popular called Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
And this game is an amazing game for historical references. And you play a character, and I've played through a number of these games. You play a character that is running through Notre Dame and other significant places in history. And their developers have spent a lot of time trying to get it as accurate as possible. And so they have actually gone into the cathedral and they have laser scanned the cathedral. And there's speculation, nobody's saying this is official yet, but they have these amazing details of what the cathedral was before the fire.
Wonderful.
There's a very good chance that this video game group is going to be asked to provide a lot of this data for helping in the reconstruction of the cathedral.
And I read that a guy had done very
An artist,
detailed.
yeah, had done the same process, and his they were actually saying is accurate up to like 5 millimeters.
Yes.
And
I understand they have restored it 3 times though, and so they have very, very detailed records.
oh, that's interesting.
Well, yeah, but that was back in the day.
It's been restored more than you think.
Yeah, it sounds like they probably should invest in a sprinkler system.
They
Right?
got I also read that they got a mislocation of where the fire was, and that's part of the problem.
Oh, what's that
Couldn't
mean?
find it.
That their alarm system identified the fire as being somewhere other than where it was.
Within the cathedral? Really?
It took them 30 minutes, I understand.
It
to
comes
find
out
out.
twice.
And by the time the fire trucks got
So,
there, it was
and did they
out
come
of
up with
control.
how it started?
Electrical.
attic.
Who was
The fire trucks
Was it
couldn't
electrical?
get there,
Somebody-
with the people.
There's
So-
one thing, somebody
And
made a
I'm-
computer glitch.
Well, apparently what's happening right now is because of all this, there is a number of these reviews, game reviews, going up on Steam. Steam is a game platform, streams video games. You pay a monthly fee for this pardon me, this Assassin's Creed game is getting these wonderful, verbose reviews on this gaming platform. And real gamers are looking at going, no, that was never a great game. But what's happening is people are paying to go play this game just so they can go visit the cathedral and see all its detail. And they're so impressed by the detail that they're just building up this game in reviews. It's a cultural phenomenon that's happening right now, a tech cultural phenomenon that's happening right now because of this.
Plus
So-
the money's pouring in.
So when I look up Assassin's Creed on the App Store,
Not available. It's
well,
an,
it is, but it's not just Assassin's Creed. It's Identity, Rebellion,
Oh,
Guns.
there's a whole slew of games, but the game, I don't think you're gonna find the same style game on the mobile platform. I've never played it on the mobile platform.
okay.
It is an Xbox game. It's a PlayStation game. I mean, it's a hardcore gamers
Okay.
platform. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting. I mean, it's a notch,
be.
yeah, notch in history, something that's never actually happened before. A lot of kudos being given to game developers for.
I had heard that it had been X-rayed in detail, but I didn't know it was from that source.
Yeah. Well,
Not
I
X-rayed, but
yeah, laser scanned is
laser
what I
scanned
heard.
in
Yeah.
detail.
Are there other sites
Did you
that they
lose
have
the
laser
internet?
scanned for this game?
Oh yeah. No, this is the way that they've produced this, and it's a beautiful game. The particular game that this one was made for came out in 2014, and it was launched with the new Xbox platform, and it suffered really bad reviews for their gameplay. They had a number of games that came out with the older platform that was considered a better gaming experience, and so this game got compared to the previous versions of this game, and they said they haven't done anything. They had very mixed reviews.
You lost internet.
Did I? No,
No.
I've got internet.
I do too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he just lost it.
Well, it's him.
who's him?
Irving.
Irving.
The troublemaker.
All right.
Hey, are we on Tequila's Bar or restaurant?
Yes.
Yeah, we should be.
Bar.
Bar.
Should be working. But I've played a number of these games under the old Xbox platform, and they are beautiful games. You're running through courtyards and buildings, and as you approach a building, it'll have an informational window, and it'll talk about the history of where this building came from. When you enter a palace, you learn who had the palace built, who in the game. Maybe you're in the 1700s, and it'll talk about who's in power at the moment, and they integrate all that into the
Lot of
game.
good
That's
history,
fabulous.
yeah.
That really, I love history, so I would love that.
Yeah, no, it's a fun game, and then the story behind it is really this interesting perspective. You're actually you play a character that that shares a genetic lineage, a DNA lineage with characters in history, and you're using a technology that shoots you back to play in their place. So you get put in their body, and you're playing their character during that period of time in history. And so there's this whole drama that's going on in the background, and you're going through all these historically relevant areas. It's very interesting. You ride horses, and you jump rooftops, and you do battle. And
Game of Thrones. Are you watching season 8?
haven't started it yet.
Oh, well, there's only 6 episodes.
Only 6 episodes. I think what we'll probably do is just wait till they've all been released and then go back and binge them. Yeah.
What's Game of Thrones?
It's a HBO.
Even
It's
I know.
really good.
What's Game of Thrones? Did you see that where HBO put a demand against Trump for his
Yes,
tweet?
yes. Copyright infringement or something.
That's great. I suspect they did that because they could, not because they really care, but just because they could. I can't imagine they're actually going to file a lawsuit against the president, but I think they wanted to make it
Everybody
clear.
else is.
Yeah, I think they want to make it clear they could.
A little advertising too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
I kind of like some of the politicians that give crazy pronouncements just so they can get in the news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the world coming to an end?
Rich?
The
Whoa.
world coming to an end.
Oh,
Now who had that pronouncement?
Well,
I have a
12 days you
computer
got, and I think we're
question.
down to
Oh,
about
good.
10.
Sure.
Really?
Conrad Ardiles.
When you are trying to download certain things and they have a bit.ly, bit.ly, I guess
A
that's how
bit.ly
you
link,
know.
yeah.
Yeah. What happens when you can't get that and you get all kinds of garbly stuff?
I think you got to be really careful with the bit.ly links, those link shorteners, because you don't know actually where it's pointing you. And so some hacker could have taken something that was very legitimate and repurposed it. And because it's a bit.ly, you don't, there's no way for you to know until you followed through on the link.
Well, there's 2 links. I got both of them, but I had a problem on one of my, one is this Ghost HD, which is a movie site.
Okay.
It
Well,
is
what's the name of
really
it?
good. Ghost,
Like Phantasma?
Silent Ghost, no, Silent Ghost HD.
Silent Ghost, like a phantasma?
Yeah.
If Silent Ghost HD.
Okay, I didn't have any problem loading that on one of my, on my TV box, I have Chrome and you can load stuff on there. Okay, so I didn't have any problem loading that on my TV.
Okay.
Or I also have this Cinema HD.
That's actually a service as well?
Yeah.
Linda, you've always got such interesting links that I have not heard of before.
Well, somebody turned me on to them. And they're both really good. Anyway, I tried to load them on my TV in the bedroom. And I can't do it, and I'm wondering why.
Not supposed to watch TV in your bedroom, that's why.
It's bad for your health.
On the Chrome.
Some of us have no
Well-
option, okay?
Some of us don't like the,
My wife's the most too loud.
what's
for me
the
to watch.
So-
password here?
Here it's tequilas.
Tequilas.
So are these websites? These are web
Yeah,
pages?
They've got movies and TV shows.
What's it called again?
And the one, actually, the reason I asked is the one has Outlander.
Hmm.
And I know people have asked me about Outlander.
I thought it was
And-
boring.
Oh, I loved it.
Sorry, I'm not a romantic, I guess. I thought it
You're
was.
not a
What's
historian.
Outlander?
I thought it was really boring. I
was
I
the
watched the
other
first
side?
2 episodes and I was done with
Silent
it.
Ghost HD.
And what's the second one?
Anyway, I didn't have any problem loading it on my TV in the living room on Chrome. But my TV in the bedroom, I'm having issues loading it, and I don't know why.
So are you saying that you're bringing up on the Chrome browser?
On my my IPTV box.
But it works in the living room on an
Yeah.
IPTV
Box
box?
in the living room.
Are your boxes different?
No.
Wow.
Gotta check
So-
sources, or are they?
That sounds like. I mean, if
And I
they're
looked
the
for
same
unknown
model.
Sources. I looked for the unknown sources and I don't find anything in the end.
But if they're the same model and the same.
Actually, they're not.
Oh.
One is the Prime and one is regular.
You might be looking at the distinguishing characteristics between the two different models.
That's what I'm wondering.
Because there might be a version of Flash that didn't get updated or
Okay,
didn't get
so
installed.
one is DreamLink T2 Prime and the other's DreamLink T2W.
And I would go to a web browser, bring up those sites you're talking about, and try and
Yeah.
identify specifically the streaming technology it's using, whether it's Flash, whether it's HTML5, if it's what is it, H.264 or some other protocol that it's using. Just so you've got that to compare between the two models, because it sounds to me like one of them's not supporting it or it's broken.
It could be a timing thing, like I have, going with Microsoft Outlook running as a POP server where it downloads messages to your PC. Under a VPN is always able to to receive. However, you can never configure it. You have to get rid of the VPN. And for sending, it'll work about 1 day out of 5.
Yeah.
So you might have luck of the draw of when you were testing too of
On
an
the one in the
intermittent bug,
bedroom.
an intermittent thing. If
Well,
you refine
that's-
it very much.
That's always the case, is that if you have an intermittent bug, you would get different results in both locations, I'm sure. I mean, like sometimes it would work in the living room and it wouldn't, and sometimes it would work in the bedroom and it wouldn't. It's
Coupled with what you were saying, the difference in TV.
yeah.
And could it be the difference in the TV?
No,
It wouldn't be.
I don't think it would be. I mean, my goal when I'm trying to solve these problems is I always try and keep it as simple as possible. And so I try and eliminate all the different variables and try and narrow it down to very specific things. I think in your case, the specific thing is your boxes are different. And they're supposed to be the same, but there's some distinguishing characteristic that's different between them.
Maybe it's putting the APK in.
The APK?
Yeah, because one of the cinema hat is an APK, and so you have
It's
to
actually
put
an
it in.
app?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with ES File Explorer.
One good suggestion. If you can run apps on your boxes,
Yeah,
did you do a speed test from your box?
maybe that's the problem in the bedroom. Maybe it's not fast enough.
Well, even still, it may be that box has got a problem, and a speed test might enlighten you to that. I mean, if you're getting
Okay.
like a third the
Okay.
speed in the bedroom than you are, it may be that if you wait long enough, something will start to pop. But it might be there's
Plugged in
errors.
the bedroom to the router.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I ran a cord. I had a hole drilled through the wall, and we ran the cord all the way into the office. But I'm wondering if that's.
It also seems like I have seen an app before that does things like it gives you the capacities, the capabilities of the box you're on.
Well,
Like
could it be the
specifically as
BlueStacks?
far as
Could it be the BlueStacks?
I'm not sure. But I've seen an app before. It seems like I've used it before because I was trying to solve a Netflix problem. Because Netflix has this weird thing where it will downgrade the quality of the video you're receiving based on the hardware you're using. Your hardware has to be registered with them. And I'm sorry, I'm just pulling it out of the back of my brain. I'm having trouble remembering, but I remember there was an app that would tell me the quality of video that was allowed through that particular device. And it wasn't an app that was device dependent. It was like an Android app that you could install, and it would tell you the capabilities of your box. And then I was using that information to compare it to the capabilities of Netflix. But I'm sorry this is very vague. I don't have a good suggestion at
Well,
the
you know,
moment.
the other problem with a lot of this stuff now is it's made for Androids,
Mm-hmm.
and then if you want to try and put it on your laptop, I was trying to load some of this on my laptop so that when I go away I can, again, hook the laptop into the TV so you can watch this stuff, because otherwise some of it you can't watch.
I would start one at a time from power off, deactivate everything on both boxes, and keep doing it to both boxes one thing at a time till you figure out which one it is.
I think that sounds like a great
That's a
idea.
good idea.
You know, Linda, another suggestion I would make to make sure it's not an infrastructure, not a TV problem, I'd swap the boxes.
Oxymoron.
Oh, swap the boxes,
And
come in
then-
the living room and try to hook up the box that I can't do.
Right, and you immediately eliminate. It's not a TV problem. It's not an infrastructure problem. It's not. It's not a speed problem. If you have the exact
The
same.
box.
Yeah. So you're narrowing
box
it
with
down
the
to the
Chrome.
box.
The box with the Chrome.
Yeah.
And then it's the software on the box.
Yeah. And I would
Figure out what.
and I would take Dave's suggestion. I would go one by one on both boxes,
Uh-huh.
watching as one's working and the other one isn't. And if you've got a customer support guy for those boxes, you might explain exactly what's going on to them. They might come right back and go, that box is not going to be able to do that kind of video stream.
Scott,
Yeah. What?
none of these boxes have any support on them. They don't even have warranties on them.
Well, I know you spend your time in discussion forums with people that are using
Yes,
the
I
same
do.
kind of technology.
Yes, I do.
And that's what I mean by customer support.
Somebody just, now get this, a customer, he just blew the box. Now, I knew that he was fooling with the box from the day he got it. So he blew the box, okay?
Okay.
And he doesn't have a lot of money, so somebody's helping him out. So I ordered him another box.
All right.
Okay? So they owe me the money for the new box. And I told him to bring me the old box to see if I can fix it, because I know a way to redo the box and stuff. I know a few things. Okay?
Okay.
So she just asked me, and I said there is no warranty on the boxes, especially if you buy them from Amazon. If you buy them from Amazon and you buy them from
Muchas gracias.
eBay, if you buy them directly from the DreamLink, they give you a 1-year warranty. But if you buy them from eBay and from Amazon, you get no warranty.
No glasses.
So, I have no idea why they're not giving a warranty, but they're not. And they say right on there, right on the Amazon, that there's no warranties. So I don't know why people wanna buy from them. And I keep telling people down here, don't buy from them, buy right off of the DreamLink, because also they don't charge you any freight and any tax. If you buy them from eBay, from Amazon, you have to pay sales tax on them. Well, 9% of sales tax on $100 boxes, add another $10 into it. So,
But you got a warranty.
No, you got a warranty from the manufacturer, but not off of eBay, not off of Amazon.
Mhm.
You have
So
to buy it
your
right
warranty
from
costs you
DreamLink.
$10.
You have to-
Warranty.
No, you have to buy it right off of the DreamLink
A lot of
website.
things are that way. Where
Yeah.
you buy it determines the warranty.
Yeah.
One of the big
Isn't
ones
that
down here
wild?
is pool pumps.
Pool pumps.
Yeah, if you buy it off the internet, no warranty. If you have buy it through somebody who installs it, 3 years.
Well, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Oh yeah, particularly with the variable speed ones, which can be prone to electronic failures and expensive.
But like even the manufacturer won't give you any kind of.
Not if you bought it off eBay.
Yeah. Well,
But if
yeah.
you buy it
The
from
game controller can-
like Nick, who's
What does that
one of
tell
the
you?
pool guys,
I don't know if it is.
and let him install it. Okay.
And-
Warranty 3 years.
Hello?
Take some,
Oh,
some of that, maybe
We're trying to get
with that.
started.
Their job is to sell stuff.
The DreamLink?
There's like an intermediary
To some people
person
it is.
that
I don't
warehouses
get it
those
either.
HD.
and actually
Cinema
provides it to
HD.
Amazon to sell.
There's a couple different
Well-
And so
cinemas though.
they may get the initial warranty, but when it's passed on, it's void.
Interesting. Interesting. I tend to buy most everything off of Amazon because I've had the best luck sending stuff back when things have had problems. Yeah.
I had an interesting thing happen this week. I dumped DirecTV over some issues some time back. And I'm heading to Alaska, so I called them up to see if I can get a 3.5-month thing, and they told me, no,
Yeah,
you
that's
have
it.
to have a minimum 2-year contract.
That's
So I
Really?
said to them, well, no, wait, here's the good news. So I said to them, well, can I take my receivers with me? I travel to Arizona and Mexico, and can I use them there?
Yeah.
They said yes.
Yeah.
And did you write that name down and get their call sign and all that
Well,
stuff?
they have to keep a record of it. I actually did write the name of whether I'll have it in the future. But I asked 2 people, and they both said that's
Wow.
fine.
Mexico is okay.
So and I've never had a problem with
Jeez,
direct
maybe I'm
TV in
leaving.
Mexico, as you
Maybe,
know.
me too.
Okay, 'cause
And
he's
I
told me he
told
does.
them I had my receiver in Mexico.
You made it clear you were in old Mexico.
Yeah, because they don't understand a lot of
Well,
that.
yeah,
I'm amazed at how many times I tell somebody that I live in Mexico, and they just go forward assuming I'm talking about New Mexico. And like, no, old Mexico.
That's happened to me.
Yeah, real
But I
Mexico.
corrected them,
Yeah. Okay.
because I don't need to do that stuff. There's always
Did they
other
assume it's for an
alternatives.
RV?
That's the one
I
I'm
told
most
them I
familiar with.
traveled. I didn't tell them it's.
Oh, you didn't say though, how you
Sneaky
travel.
man.
Right, well, listen, I don't go into the police station and say, "Oh, if they examined me, I might have made a mistake." If they're gonna catch me, they gotta do it on their own.
Lying by
I didn't tell him
omission.
how I traveled.
Well, it's a kind of a white lie, but I asked the
Not
right
really.
question. I asked the right question, and because otherwise I wouldn't have subscribed.
Right. Wow.
I had an interesting experience now with DirecTV.
Okay.
I have 2 boxes here. One is an HD and one is an older one.
Okay. With HD and an older one and DirecTV.
Last few days in DirecTV, on the old box, when I go to a bunch of different channels, there's no description of what the hell is on there. But if
On the
you
older
click-
box.
But if you click on
Right.
the channel,
I have the same
thing
thing.
comes up.
Yeah, I have the
But
same.
you don't know what it is. So
Like
I
the-
have to go to the HD receiver because it's still.
Oh, that's funny. So you're having like an old analog cable experience.
Well,
I
mine
can't
just,
understand what's
have,
happening.
have you tried rebooting the box?
no.
No, maybe I should do that.
I would pull the power on it and
Step 1 for everything.
yep, pull the power on it, let it sit 10 seconds, plug it back in,
Okay.
and then expect that guide to take forever to propagate,
If
but it
ever
should.
does.
If
Huh.
it ever does.
See, that's the whole thing.
Are
No,
you
they
getting
might
the
be
same
cutting
thing,
the
Judy?
analogs off.
No, they aren't. I mean,
They aren't?
I have on my guide on DirecTV, the old box
Yeah.
that I keep getting a message saying, you must upgrade your equipment. Well, I don't have
You
to
must.
do anything. But anyway, so like, some of the channels I get are grayed out.
Yeah.
Mine
the
are
guide.
Really?
grayed out. They're still
On the
blue.
guide,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
grayed out,
yeah.
yeah.
But
They're
it
grayed
just
out, but
says
they're
no
there.
description of
So you're
it.
able to watch them, but they're grayed out?
Oh, and if I click on it, they're there. But if
Yeah.
it's grayed out,
Yeah, and my box isn't that old. Mine's only about 4 years old as opposed to.
Mine's probably 4 or 5 years old.
Oh, okay.
I
I
bought it
had
from
one for
somebody
like
in-
12 years
Who did
before.
I
they-
They
buy
might be
mine
making
from?
the
I
changes
don't
now.
know.
Who did I buy mine from in
I'm good
Tucson?
for that too.
Oh, channel,
DHD one works
channel,
fine.
what's the guy, on Wetmore.
Well,
Maybe so.
Have you gone to it?
Another information about Dish Network
Becky.
now
I didn't know you, I
Yeah.
thought you had to buy it
is all the
through.
new subscriptions,
Becky
they're
told me.
using a copy of the Genie system.
No, but we'll
You're
talk.
getting
Huh?
a
He's
primary
gonna use
box
Okay.
and then a satellite box. So you don't,
Yeah.
but it will.
Oh, right, yeah, like a base station and extended, yeah.
But if you record, it will
Okay.
record on all your devices at once.
Cause I asked her. I said,
Oh,
"What do you
well-
do about TV?"
Yeah, I'm not the expert at DirecTV, but I think what you're saying is that regardless of which one in the house you're using,
They all
it's all
record.
recording to that one.
And so Dish
Master.
Network is doing the same technology now.
Okay.
They're no longer sending you individual, like these old boxes. There's one main box and everyone's a satellite.
Hey, you know, in terms of TV and streaming services, I have started working on a document we had talked about last week. I started listing out all the different streaming services that are available.
Oh, really?
And it's crazy. There's no chance I'm going to be done with this list anytime soon. I'm already up to 18 different services,
Wow.
right? At different pricings, at different offerings. And so what I've done is I created a Google spreadsheet that I'm gonna make available that people can come and take a look at. And I'd appreciate it when you guys look at it. If you see something missing, you let me know. If you've got information about something that I've got wrong, let me know, and I'll just keep updating the spreadsheet. I may make the spreadsheet editable for all, so you guys can just go ahead and stick that information in. Dave doesn't like that idea.
Well, it causes too many errors from somebody who thinks they discovered something and it's wrong, and then trying to maintain it becomes.
Well, you know, the beauty of using Google Docs for spreadsheets is the entire history since
Is there,
since
at
the
least, but-
beginning of that document is there. So any of those things can be corrected if somebody were to. But it's kind of like,
But somebody has to go through and check it and find, oh, that got changed.
yeah,
Correct,
yeah.
so-
But I'll be posting that shortly on our website and letting you guys know that it's there, so you can come take a look at it. And if you've got more information, let me
Disney,
know.
Which is coming to it.
Yeah, I've put it on the list. It's going to be out November 12th. It's going to be $6.99 a
Yeah,
month.
looks great, but, you know,
Yeah, but we don't know
3
anything
months
about
it'll
it.
go to
Yeah.
$12 or something
Yeah.
stupid.
yeah.
Is this all live stream, or network stream, or?
Oh, well, that's the thing is that like some of the things that I've got in. How come I'm having trouble bringing? I don't want to bring it up here. I want to bring it up in Google Docs. Why am I not able to bring it up right this moment? Some of the categories that I've got are live TV, on demand, available in Mexico, and so I'm hoping that we'll all be looking at this and adding comments to it so that we have because there's too many for me to have experience with all of these, but I think people have had experience with these and they can contribute to that information. Here we go. Yeah, whether it's available, the pricing, whether it's ad supported or not, whether it supports on demand. On demand being like it's there in front of you, you click on it and start watching, or click the next one and start watching.
Did you include like Netflix, the Mexico version and the US version?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've got Netflix at the moment just on the in the table.
But, you know, because there are different options based on what country you're getting it from.
Right. I mean, I think that would be a side note. I don't think that would affect like in the table. It's like, yeah, it's available in Mexico with an asterisk. It's a different category, a
So I have a
catalog.
question. So should I subscribe to Netflix here because it's cheaper, because then it will work in the States?
I think that's a great question. I think that probably does work, but I don't have any experience knowing whether it works or not.
Does anybody? Linda? Do you know if Netflix, if I subscribe to Mexican Netflix
Uh-huh.
here, does it work in the States?
Yes,
Yes.
when you go across.
So why
it's
wouldn't you
better-
just buy
it's
your
better
Netflix
to-
here?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have it because I don't
I
have
bought my Netflix in the States.
That's what I do too.
Really?
And then when I came down here.
And there.
It works here and there.
Yeah.
But
Bought it up there.
No,
but the
I-
Netflix
back
in
other
Mexico
way.
is actually cheaper than the Netflix
Yes.
in the States.
Yeah.
It's like
But
Costco.
I don't know if it works both because like
Oh.
the Prime,
Right,
you cannot use Prime in the States and use it down here. You have to buy separate.
right.
Oh.
Right.
Well,
Amazon
different
Prime.
things.
But it is a,
Two
it is a
different ones.
different animal.
But it's different with a,
Yeah.
if you add a VPN to it, can you buy
That
Netflix
was different, yeah.
Mexico, use it with your normal router, and then
Tell
use
them you're in Mexico?
Netflix US
I do.
through your VPN router.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as one
I
subscription.
piggyback off my son's
Should go
Netflix,
I
and
would
he
think
lives
so.
in Mexico. And I put smart DNS in there, and I get the US feed.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Your son
Lives
is
in
you
Mon-
does
uses Monterrey, Mexico.
but has he purchased Netflix in Mexico?
Yes,
So Ed's saying it works
But you're using a VPN to
I'm
make it
using
work.
smart
Right.
DNS.
No,
You
no.
want DNS or-
to go to the United States. I mean, he is absolutely creating the situation that you're curious about.
Okay, but without a VPN.
Well, smart DNS isn't a VPN.
No, but I don't wanna have to do any of that stuff.
You wouldn't.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I
can't.
well, hold on.
You
What is important about what Ed just said is that his son bought a Mexican Netflix
Yes.
account, and he's able to use it as though he's in the United States.
But does he get the
It-
US version or the
Yes, I
Mexican
do.
version?
Well,
Yes, you do.
that's a different issue.
With the DNS.
It's a different issue, but the point is
the
that
same issue.
that DNS is the smart DNS is allowing him to test what you're curious about.
Okay.
Is whether a Mexican Netflix account has access to U.S. programming in the United States, and Ed's just verified that's true.
They're not that much different.
Well, why are they different?
The market.
Yeah.
The market cannot bear American price for Netflix in Mexico. Mexicans will only pay a Mexican price for Netflix.
Same thing with Prime, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly the same thing with Prime.
But
Same
Prime-
thing with Costco.
But Prime, you have to
We-
have an account.
Are you saying items at
State
Costco are
and-
cheaper
No,
here?
I'm saying membership at Costco is cheaper here.
Yeah, same thing with
Ah,
Sam's Club.
yeah,
Same thing
yeah.
with Sam's Club, yeah.
But it
Yeah.
should be, because you can't get all the same stuff.
No, but my card is good in the States, so.
And that's the point. My
Yeah,
Sam's
but
Club
you
card is
can't
good in the
use your
States.
Sam's
yeah.
Club online in the States.
Oh,
Because
no.
we tried to buy something.
You can.
Because
Oh,
the
you
num-
can't
I
use
can't
the-
use my
The same
my
thing in
Mexican
Costco because the numbers are
Yeah.
different.
Right.
So you're
Costco-
saying you can't do an online Costco purchase in the United States using your Mexican
You
Costco?
can, but you pay the full price and then you have to call them and they will discount it down to be a member.
Yeah,
Because their system doesn't recognize my Mexican Costco membership.
Oh, that's really
But
interesting.
if you call them, they say, oh, yes, we see that you're a member. Our system just doesn't see that, so we'll take the non-member pricing off and give you.
Is that
The gas
for ordering
purchases are
online?
also in that same category, I
That's
think,
not store purchase.
because I know because.
But if you go in
Canada,
the
I think,
store,
uses a Visa card.
You
or
can
hand them
something.
the
US
card.
uses a MasterCard or something.
I buy Costco
What?
gas.
Say that
I know
again.
Costco gas.
Yeah.
Visa.
One of the countries, Canada uses a different credit card than the US, a Visa or MasterCard, so they won't accept it.
The
Unless
US
you go into the
Costco takes Visa.
Yeah, so Canada uses the opposite.
The
Yes.
US Sam's Club uses Mexico, or uses MasterCard.
Interesting.
is there any Sam's Club gas down here? I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so.
No
Not
Costco
yet.
gas either.
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
No Costco gas either.
No,
Did gas price go down? It was supposed to go down yesterday?
Did,
It did, my, very small
Did it?
amount.
hey, I got a question about. I mean, this isn't actually computer stuff, but I got a question about that because I read a number of articles about the gas price going down, and every one of them quoted a price more expensive than we were paying here in town. So what's that all about? I don't
Right.
get that.
And up at the border, it's only 16.
Right,
No.
At
but
that gas station that's right across from
it has to be.
321,
It has to
it's
be.
only 16
It,
I think I paid
16?
Yes.
16.6 or 16.7.
it has to compete with the other side of the border, and
It's 20
that's the
now?
only place
there?
where that happens. Yeah.
You're talking about
Oh,
the
yeah,
one,
San Carlos.
that one that's just past Click 21 on the right?
Yeah,
That's cheaper.
That's
Yeah.
cheaper.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
supposed to know.
Yeah.
16.
Well,
Well,
it's
we stopped there to use the restroom.
more water.
wait, it's not cheaper than
border
the U.S.
rate.
side. It's cheaper than all of Sonora.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right, but if you still had a couple more gallons in your tank, it's
wanna go
cheaper to
across.
go across and get it in the United States.
On that
Yeah, but you
fifth-
can't depend on the weight at the border.
Right.
That's
If
true.
it's 2 gallons gonna get me through,
And the
There's another
VIPs at
oil
Santa
related
Ana
piece of
wasn't
news that's
that
very
high
interesting.
either.
Really?
Since I'm
I heard that
located.
that's
I'm
usually
driving
get
home
them
when
that
it's
area.
really lucky.
and you can
I
get
can't get
decent
Right.
fuel there.
It's increased.
Yeah.
No, I
Fuel that
can't-
has
I can't even
increased.
get to work.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Bathrooms.
That's interesting.
That's scary.
US gas is up considerably.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yes.
I haven't been paying any attention.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
supposed to
up
go up to.
It's 260 something in Tucson.
On the way out,
I
I
expect
stop at Oxnard, I get one of
$60.
those. Gotcha, those little tiny straws,
Well,
it'll last.
nobody
forever.
understands
See ya.
why they were like these articles about the gas price dropping down to 20.63 pesos a liter.
I think it couldn't have
Because in
been here.
Mexico City, it might be a little higher. I believe that's I noticed that also. In certain parts of the country,
Right.
it's higher.
Have you noticed, and I haven't noticed this week, I haven't looked this week, but have you noticed that San Carlos has the cheapest gas in Guaymas?
But I heard that 1999, they didn't have any gas when somebody went there to fill up.
Okay, every time I've gone there, there's been gas.
Well, my neighbor went to fill up and they didn't have any, so they had to go.
Which station is that?
Maybe that was
The-
during
the
Semana
new
Santa.
Pemex.
The Pemex station here charges $19.99 a gallon, or a liter. I'm sorry, a liter.
I thought it was
Not the
20
Arc-
something.
That's
In
our,
in Guaymas, it's $20.39.
right.
That Phoenix has a different size leader.
Yeah, you're right, you're right.
That's a guarantee.
That's a Pemex liter.
Our
Yeah.
Arco.
FEMA runs a very honest
Yes, he
station.
does.
Yeah, right.
I noticed one thing,
He's
my
pretty
car runs
back
better
on
on Arco gas than it does Pemex gas.
Does it?
better
In the
gas.
center where they got all the insurance people.
I don't
Yeah.
ever go to the one across.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where we go.
I don't like that.
I've never
Next to
noticed
the
a difference.
cafeteria.
Yeah,
No, a nerd.
He owns that entire complex.
But I'm not a
He's
mechanic.
up to 11 stations now, I believe, counting Guaymas.
Mamos family, the Avidas.
Yes.
Had the first gas station in Guaymas, and the
Yes.
first ice plant, and the first Red Cross.
Uh-huh.
And the family has this
He's a-
history of social service.
Yes.
They're an
They're
exceptional family.
Very good
Interesting.
family, I would agree.
Yeah.
You know, they were our boat partner for years.
See
He's
there?
a-
They're on the up and up.
Is he there?
Yeah.
See there?
He does.
I had a.
He's got the insurance company.
Yeah.
About it. Boy, God, he took care of
Oh,
it right then.
What else did I bring? Let's see.
back to DirecTV for a minute, is that still gonna happen where they cut off all
They
feeds?
put it off for next year.
I've heard from third party that it's gonna be next year.
Another little piece of information.
All right, Irving, what you got?
So Dropbox, I don't know how many people.
Oh,
use
Dropbox.
Dropbox, it's a fabulous service.
I keep wondering if that
Well, they
car
sent me an email
really
that
has
they're
the
not
tail light
supporting
on or not.
certain aspects of
No, it's just
Dropbox,
reflection.
including the amount of space, unless you pay. And it's not that much I pay, but because they've been fabulous to me.
Are you out of here?
So they also require now a subscription price.
Wow.
I don't know if they're cutting it off for anybody that's not, but they're not supporting certain aspects of Dropbox, including the amount of space like pictures and all this other stuff. So it's cheap enough, I think, to subscribe to them, but a lot of people using other cloud
it's 10 o'clock.
services, I don't know.
10 o'clock tomorrow, Scott?
10 o'clock tomorrow, that's right. Are you out of here, Russ?
Bye.
I have a dumb issue to talk about.
Good.
Okay.
I love dumb questions.
I decided that, well, why don't I use OneDrive?
Right?
Yeah.
So,
You've got a terabyte of space because you own the 365, yeah.
so I decided, well, hell, I got two computers, but come to find out, whatever I put in OneDrive goes off the computer. It's not there.
Well, okay,
And
that's,
then you have to find it.
well, this actually,
You can find
And you
it,
gotta
but it's
be
a pain in the
online.
butt.
well, okay, this is a misconception that's hard to wrap your head around. The fact that it's in your OneDrive drive does not mean it's off your computer. It is on your computer. It's synchronized on your computer. It's not stored in the location that you used to keep it. Wait, like say for example, you had it in My Documents. You literally move it to
Let's take the
OneDrive,
whole My Documents,
right?
the
And
whole
move
My Documents,
and move it over to my OneDrive.
OneDrive.
That is synchronizing into cloud space. But no longer do you have things in My Documents. You only have them in the OneDrive drive.
Yeah.
That OneDrive drive is available without internet.
Oh,
Without
so it's on
internet.
your computer.
It's on your computer. It's just stored in that folder
Whoa.
so that it can synchronize with the cloud.
I'm glad I brought that up.
So it's not freeing up any space to
No.
use it.
What's the advantage
No,
of
no,
it?
it shouldn't.
It's
Yeah.
a backup.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not a backup. If you make a change to one of those documents, it's going to change it in the cloud too. It's not like you have variety. It's not like a backup in that respect.
Okay, can you pay a little extra to get a backup?
Well, what you could do is you could use your OneDrive as a file history drive, I think, which would maintain copies on. Well, and they do have some kind of backup system so that their OneDrive system doesn't crash and you lose those copies online. But I think the important thing is the distinction is that you feel like you're moving it off of your computer, and you're not. You are moving where it's located on your computer because that's the area that's synchronized with the OneDrive.
So you have to find OneDrive, you know, like when I look through things and
Well,
I
I
can't
thought I was
find.
online when I did
Yeah.
that.
Right. Everything that's in that OneDrive folder is available on your computer with or without an internet connection.
Okay, so I can disconnect my internet
That's right.
and go to OneDrive on my computer and everything will be there.
That's right. Everything that is successfully synchronized will be there. Now, where it gets a little weird is say you go to your other computer and you're working on a OneDrive document there and you never get your second computer back online. Then those changes won't be put on your second computer. Does that make sense?
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy myself another one gig.
Well, OneDrive is a cloud, right?
Or 1
External hard
terabyte
drive.
external hard drive?
I'm gonna
Well,
have my backup. synchronize that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fool with OneDrive.
can file history be linked to the OneDrive drive?
I believe it can. I haven't done it, but I believe it can.
You know file history?
Yeah,
In fact, let me do a quick Google
they-
search
they
to
have
see if
an
we're
extra
talking about the
service
right
they
thing here.
provide for like $2 a month, which is called backup.
But to me, file history is so great because every time you change a file, it goes in file history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna get another external hard drive and do that in it.
File history is awesome because it creates that versioning so that you can go to the properties of your document and you can go back in time to each version of that
Yeah.
document.
That's what I wanted.
The only pain is it doesn't clean up.
It looks like this works. Restore a previous version of a file in OneDrive.
I have some files that are defined there that are huge, like my PSD files for Outlook that date back years, and that's the same for Quicken. And so every so often I have to go in and just delete 50 of those past histories that I say, okay, I don't need them. But I have a dedicated second hard drive in my laptop that does that.
That's what I think I'm going to go to.
So is OneDrive just a cloud? Is that what you use it for?
It's just a backup of everything.
In theory.
It's a cloud, yeah, basically.
It's an annoying one.
It looks like they've got version history on OneDrive. It's not clear whether it's file history as we understand it in Windows 8 and Windows 10, but they have a OneDrive versioning that you can turn on. Go to OneDrive. Oh, but wait a second. Maybe that's just for business.
I think it is for business.
That
They
you pay
charge
for.
for it.
How does OneDrive do versioning? This is a great topic. I'm gonna get deeper into it later. Let me write a note. Because file history is great. I think everyone should be using file history, and they should be using it with an external hard drive. But what would be great is if the external hard drive could be your OneDrive, because then it would be synchronized. It would be out in the cloud. It wouldn't be dependent on any particular computer to do it. OneDrive. I'm gonna make a note here.
Okay, so
OneDrive.
that's another question about Google Photos.
What's the question?
Google Photos, like on my phone,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, all the old photos are showing up on the phone. Now, are they taking up space on the phone or not? Because
Yeah, at the very least, they're taking
but how
up.
do you get rid of that?
Well,
Because
it's
all
they're
of a
taking up
sudden-
space. They're taking up space like a web browser takes up space, because what you're looking at is
links.
a window to the pictures that are on the internet.
Well,
And so what would be taking up space would be like the same like temporary
they're
files
just
that you
showing
find
the
in your.
pictures, showing them on there. They're really not taking up space.
Well, they're taking up space the same way like your web pages take up space when you're surfing the internet and you're bringing up different periodicals and different.
But when you clear, if you do your clear all the time on your phone, it's clearing all those pages out.
Yeah.
But not, and I noticed that all of a sudden I went into Google Photos and all these old, some stuff that you couldn't even find before because you kept searching or someone brought up something.
I think that the kind of space, if I understand the way the photo app works,
Okay.
the kind of space that is being taken up is completely revolving with whatever it is you're currently looking at. So you could be looking at pictures that are from 10 years ago, but only because that's what you happen to be looking at the moment. It's not like those are residing on your phone. In fact, I would bet that you'd have trouble seeing anything except your most recent pictures if you didn't have an internet connection. We should test it to see
Okay,
if
I'll
the.
tell you what.
Yeah.
I have the listing in my phone of everybody's phone number from cards.
right.
Okay, and I went to find it.
And it's a photo. It
And
is
it's a photo. I took a photo of the phone listing, and I went to find it the other day. I searched and searched, and now I just recently did it in the last 2 months.
Mm-hmm. Well, I
Okay,
know when you did
searched
it.
and searched and searched, and I couldn't find it, and then all of a sudden it showed up. And I'm thinking, am I nuts? Did I just go buy it?
Really, you looked at something else related
Looking
to that
for
point
it?
in time.
Did I just go buy it looking for it? Because you know sometimes when
But
you're
you can
on,
open it?
once I found it, I could open it.
Okay.
That wasn't a
So
problem.
does-
You can open it.
But I couldn't find it. And I thought, well, I only did this a few months ago.
Should be there.
It should be there.
But
I
then
had a
it's
similar
And then I
problem.
saw all this
Taking up
really old
space.
stuff, and now
At that moment, it is.
Yeah,
at
I
that
had a
moment,
sim-
Yeah.
it is,
I had
okay.
a
Just
similar
like a
problem.
web page,
Well-
just like how if you were to read the New York Times,
Uh-huh.
the New York Times is taking space in your phone.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
I
think
had a
about
similar problem.
Computers basically work with pages, like a newspaper page. So when you want something from that page, it has to read the entire page to get that hunk of data because that's as small as the computer can read. Now, the fact you got this other hunk, you also got something else that may have been relevant to you, like your phone thing.
Okay, so I was looking for the phone thing, and all of a sudden I see these pictures from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
And
they
I'm
were
going,
stored on the same
how
page.
come they? But are they taking up memory in your telephone, or are they just?
Just
No,
that,
they're taking up memory at the moment you're looking at them. Just like if you were to read the Wall Street Journal in a web browser,
that page.
that page is taking up memory in your device. But that page is flushed. There are as you're clearing memory, as regular phone usage goes on, that picture ceases to exist and take up space after you're done with it.
Yes.
Because it's stored in the cloud.
The details.
Through the photo app, you have access to that cloud of pictures. So it feels like it's in your hand. It actually, the moment you look at the picture, it is in your hand. It's in your phone. You're able to send it off to somebody or make edits to it or save it or whatever. But the moment you're in something else, that memory is flushed to be used for something else.
So if you delete it there, it's not really deleting it,
Well,
right?
there's a nuance between your experience and technically what's happening.
Yeah.
Because what you're,
You're not really
Correct.
pregnant.
Well-
Back to, all apps use this page size. That's why when you format a drive, you say how big, 256 or 4K. So when you delete something, it, reads a 4K hunk, and if you only want to delete 200 of that, it flags that 200 is no longer in the directory, that you can't get to it, but it's still there. And that's how all these apps do data recovery.
so
Got that?
So that's why you have to
Yeah.
clear the memory, clear
so
the
if you were to
garbage
delete,
all the time.
like say
Under
you're in the
sheets of-
photo app,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Google, we're talking about the
Right.
Google
Right.
Photos app. It's
Correct.
very important we're talking about that
Yes.
photo app.
yes.
Then you're looking at an inventory of pictures that have been put up in the cloud. And you're looking, your photo app is like a window to the cloud. The moment you bring up a photo, it is in your phone and it is taking memory. You bring up another photo, that other photo doesn't have to still be in memory. It could have been wiped out and put in its place this other photo you're looking at. If you were to delete a photo, that would be a delete command that would go to photos in the cloud and say, I no longer want this in my inventory.
How would you make that distinction?
No, you don't.
You can't.
You deal with photos in the cloud as though they're in the palm of
So
your
I
hand.
don't actually have to log on to my Google Cloud account.
Well, I would say
To
actually
delete.
you are logged in because
Okay.
you wouldn't be able to see the photos if you weren't.
That's the question I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have to be logged in to see
So
the
they're
photos.
controlling all that.
So why
And
are
then-
you-
You're always
why are
logged
your
in.
pictures on there? That's just my question.
Oh, because it's an ongoing,
It's
rolling.
ongoing.
Yeah,
It's
And they
like
have
in your
access to
phone.
every one
It's
of your
like in your
photos.
phone, you cannot delete your emails. Do you ever notice that?
Yes, I can.
Not in your phone,
Yes, I can.
not on Google.
wait,
Well, I
we're
don't
getting.
use
I'm not sure what we're
Google.
talking about now.
Roll- It's the same type of thing. You're not
But
really.
that's Google app.
That's a
Yeah.
Google app. It's on all the time.
Because each message is very small in that block, which is part of that page.
Well, sure, but just like deleting a photo, you could delete an email and it would be gone.
Yes,
Oh,
you
sure.
can't go and delete whole chunks.
No.
You have to like go in your main computer and
Right.
delete.
Individuals.
I don't know about any of that.
Remember how-
I'm having this analogy's really breaking down for me. Maybe I know too much, but there.
Email, there's 3 different basic ways you can get email, so each one works differently, so it's a very difficult.
I think we're straying way off
Anyway,
from
same
the phone.
thing, no,
Stick to
it's
the
still
phone.
in your
Yeah.
computer. That was what I was. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like still in your phone.
I-
That's what I was.
I think the what helps is to make the distinction between the gallery app in your phone
Yes.
and the Google Photo app in your phone.
Yes.
Because the gallery app is showing you the photos that are physically
In the phone.
in the phone.
Right.
The Google Photos app does not do that.
Well, the gallery app is tied to your camera.
Right. Well, it's tied to the storage of your phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you have to download the Google Photo app?
No.
You have to install it unless it came pre-installed in your phone.
Pretty much they're installed on the phone.
Well, it depends on the model of phone you're using, whether it's part of that suite of tools that came
you're
into
using
it.
an
You once
iPhone,
touch
it's
Google
Right.
and you
But-
install it.
Okay.
But like one of the things that with the Google Photo app is that it is making a copy of all the photos that you've taken and putting it up in the cloud at a lower resolution for free. And it's unlimited at a lower resolution. And if you would like it to do the same activities with the highest resolution possible, then you pay for the space to do that. You pay for that service. But the default Google Photo service is for free, and it takes a copy of every photo that you've taken and sticks it up in the cloud.
How do you get that back if you want to get those photos back?
Using the same app or going to the Photos webpage. The same app allows you to get access. And here's the thing, maybe this will help make a distinction. if you were to go into your phone through the gallery app and delete all your pictures, your pictures would be gone from your phone. But if you were to, right after that, open up Google Photos, all your pictures would be there because they're not on your phone.
Even later?
Yeah, even later.
Even later?
Because they're not on your phone. They're in the Google Cloud, the photo cloud. And for you to use them, you would have to have internet. They would have to be of a size and weight that they could come down into your phone quick and easy, or you would recognize the experience. If you had a really crappy internet connection, you'd bring up the Google Photos app, and it would take a long time to see the pictures. And if you were to open a picture, it'd take a long time for that picture to open.
Have a nice day.
And if you were able to you'd do changes on it and you'd save it, it'd take a long time to get back over to Google Photos.
Yeah.
Well, I had to change the battery in my phone.
Okay?
And once I did that, I lost 97% of the photos. For some odd reason.
Had you been using Google Photos?
I don't know.
Because that's the distinction. As soon as you start using Google Photos, it starts backing up the phone photos to the cloud. And after that process is finished, then you could delete all those pictures from your phone, and they would remain in Google Photos.
So I could go to the App Store and look for the Google Photo app.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll see the picture of what it is. And then look on my phone to see if I actually have it.
I think so. And the distinction that you want to be aware of is that unless you don't care about the quality of the photo, then you want to recognize that you've got two different collections of quality of photos. You have the collection that is on your phone that is at the highest quality. It's at the quality you took the pictures at. The gallery. And then you also have the collection that Google Photos made for you on their servers, which is a lower quality. I would not want to delete the first collection because all that I would be left with is the lower quality pictures. So I practice, I do double duty. I plug my phone into a computer and I let it synchronize all my gallery photos to the computer, which gets caught up in my regular backups. And then I also use Google Photos to maintain a copy of all the photos in their servers for free, so that I've got that as a backup. Even though it's a lower quality, it's a good enough, most of the time it's a good enough quality.
What do you use to get between the phone and your computer?
In this case, I'm using both. I'm using both the Microsoft Windows 10 Photos program, and I'm also using my Macintosh Photos program.
I believe I'm still using an old Picasa.
Oh.
You're using an old version of Picasa.
That's what I have.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and I mean, the nice thing of Linux is it just sees as a hard drive.
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. It sees it in
no,
Photos
yeah,
too.
but I'm just saying, it's just, there's no, I don't use
I
anything.
have it all organized, that's all I'm.
Well,
I
yeah,
use
but
Linux
that's
File Explorer.
but what happens is the onus is up to you. Whereas, like, folks that don't understand how to traverse a hard drive looking for photos can plug a phone in, and it'll just automatically
No, I
suck
mean,
them out of
it
their
is,
phone.
You know, it is a manual,
Yeah.
completely manual process.
Yeah.
But, you know, it just seems to me in terms of people understanding that, you know, if you've used computers for any period of time.
See you, Jim. See you next season.
I do. Probably make it to the last meeting.
Oh, you will? All right, excellent.
Be gone a week,
love Picasso.
week and a half.
Great. Well, we'll see you then. Have a good trip.
The operating system, data,
Yeah.
all this stuff. that's
Well, guys.
historical.
Oh, did you have something to add before I shut
No,
this
but
down?
just while it is a manual activity, it seems that one of the first things that you learn on a computer is how to copy and paste.
Never have to be backed up.
Well-
So if I plug my phone in and it just shows up as a drive, yeah, I should know how to copy the things in that folder and paste them over here.
Well, Well, I agree with you.
It is manual.
There is also something to consider. There are photos that end up in your phone from downloads from Facebook. There are photos that end up in your phone from photo editing.
Those are in
All
discrete
right, well, hold on, let me finish. There are photos that end up in your system from apps you're using for photo editing on your phone. There are camera apps that you like, Snapchat and Instagram, that result in having photos on your phone, and they're not necessarily in the same folder that you would expect to find your.
They aren't in the same- they
And
aren't
so
in the
for a
same-
novice, they're missing photos. And a program like Microsoft Photos or Macintosh Photos will find all those collections and bring them into your computer.
Send them to the NSA.
Well, that's another discussion. Let's shut this down because I'm almost the only one at the table. I am Scott Stimson with International Computer Solutions, and if you have computer issues, and I would appreciate it if you would get a hold of me. If you're anywhere on the internet, you can find me through internationalcs.net. Write me at scott@internationalcs.net. You can call our offices at 226-0209. If you are interested in any of these club meetings that we do, we record them for posterity. You can find them on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.scclub.org. You can also look for us at scclub.org, where I post tech topics, and we also do a podcast. This is recorded as an audio subscription you can find in iTunes or other places you get podcasts. Just do a search for the San Carlos Computer Club. That's it for now. We got 3 more meetings before I head to Alaska. I'll see you next Tuesday. Until then, tech on.